just heard. Just heard.
Shots fired, down, looks like still inside on the street.
Well, bitch, I wake up in the morning, take a piss and smoke some fog. Got body sitting in the basement, ass rolling around the trunk. Drink the blood that's from her wrist, I hope she know that's off the drum. Pouring up a cup of bloody while I roll another blunt. Bitch, I'm a beast, just to say the least. She like what she sees, I'm about to beast, right between the knees. Guess I aim to plead the suicidal mental state. The lies full of fake, bitch, I revive with the blood I rectified from a rape. Shadow walking through the further, trying to set my body free. Ghost witches, demons, necrophilia, that's all I fucking see. If you know anything about me, you know where I fucking be. In the forbidden forest, looking for some unicorns to bleed. I got a bad bitch creeping through the shadows in the zone. I used to show her how to kill, but now she do it on her own. That pussy grown, watch her do it. She gon' wait till you alone and whisper in your ear. You pussy should've left your ass at home. That's what she said. Ay, that's what she said. Ay, she won't impress them dead prayers. Ay, talking dead prayers. Ay, I eat that pussy like a pest. Ay, just like a pest. Ay, I heard you working for the feds. Ay, ay, fuck the feds. Pussy motherfucker, what? In the cut, chillin' with the tuck, bitch, we don't give no fucks. Hold up, what? Acting like you tough, might get your tummy cut. In the cut, chillin' with the tuck, bitch, we don't give no fucks. Hold up, what? Acting like you tough, might get your tummy cut.
Yo, what up, YouTube? What up, what up, what up? Back at it again. It's midnight. I'm up here. It's like 12:30 a.m. and shit. I'm up here at this little fucking elementary school, and I got like these fucking white people and shit. Now they park up here at the elementary school because a nigga go on a walk around the track at night just to avoid people's fucking face, right? And it's just like, it's so crazy, man, because it's like I'm just such a danger. Now you either looking for niggas that look suspicious or dangerous, but who does that extracurricular? I mean, is Batman sleeping in that motherfucking car? You know what I'm saying? Nobody meets me up here. I'm sure motherfuckers got cameras on their houses and eyes on me. I literally just come outside and walk around the fucking track, dog. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, now they send one of these fucking worms up here to keep a fucking eye on me. You know what I'm saying? These automaton bots and shit. Meanwhile, it's fucking all types of fucking weirdos around this fucking neighborhood. And I tell you, it must coincide with a fucking tax break. Alright? Now, you know what I'm saying? I know certain things. I know, like, back in the 90s, like, there was a subtle competition between black females and white females, and that fucking white females, one of the reasons they started getting fucking sodomized and fucking abused as children with all that pedophilia and shit, well, the reason why it runs rampant is because they try to accelerate the growth of their body. So when a grown-ass man deals with a child, then what it does is it accelerates the individual pertaining to hormones and things of this nature. Okay, so then you have white chicks that start maturing earlier, and then they started developing more of an ass pertaining to the 90s. Okay, this was in correlation to science. It goes to deep state. There was the fucking battle between the two UFOs, one pertaining to logic and the other pertaining to emotions. Okay. And then you have the spiritual portion of things versus science and knowledge. All right. So when you deal with mothers, so to speak, and there's this variance or enmity between archetypes of knowledge and ways individuals think, and this these competition for supply and demand and these jobs, so on and so forth, then you start having competition for certain things, including childbirth. All right, and black men, I want you to be very careful, because one of these things that wildlings will do is different when affections are weaponized. These wildlings, there's a reason why they fucking started fucking developing like that. You know, this shit came from, you know what I'm saying, when you watch TV shows like fucking All in the Family. What the fuck you mean? You talking about heretical hygiene, meaning not mixing with other races, but at the same time, what are you actually saying? So it pertains to incest and all sorts of the matter in the Bible, which would correlate with the Canaanites, the offspring of Ham, that had different gods than Israel. Okay, then you have these things that take shape. Take, for instance, Smith is a Canaanite name, and is wildly popular in England. You know what I'm saying? And Moses, when he stuck his hand in his coat and he pulled it out, you know what I'm saying? It said he had leprosy. That means he had white skin. He had white skin on him. Then when he took his hand and he put it back in his robe and he pulled it back out, alright, he was normal. Why does a white man stand on top of a black man's bed? Not only physically, but in the spirit. Why does that happen? Okay, they might have knowledge pertaining to their science and things of this nature, that they may have some type of sickness or that they're in lack. Okay, so in correlation to what happens to these wildlings, these daughters that come up in these families and things like this, and they end up being commoditized, you know, used for childbirth. They're very used to these ways of thinking. Let's go back to like ancient Rome and shit like that. Nobody can hear them cry for help. Except for me, because you know what I'm saying. I'm saying no one. Now I know how brothers feel. You can't be a fucking captain save hoe, but I'm just thinking to myself, you niggas is full of shit, because you know every now and again you gotta save a few. Oh, when the world gets cold, whoa. Sorry about that. I just gotta exercise my voice and shit like that. Niggas out here, when I exercise, when I do my morning, so oh, that nigga's got to be a fucking bullfrog. Nigga, you got so much knowledge. I'm so scared to fucking have any fucking relations out here. Niggas is millipedes and frogs and fucking bird people, nigga, and all sorts of shit like that. Nigga, these spirits, how these spirits is described, nigga, I ain't fucking with any of that. I'm sorry, but I'll be damned if that shape-shifting activity happens. Well, I will be wildly upset, nigga. I come from High Perry. That shit is royalty, nigga. I will be like, this is the worst customer service I ever had. When I exercise my voice, y'all, I just exercising my voice, man. Okay, I don't have to do this shit. I just do it now. So this is what I was talking about, like what happens with wildlings, and a lot of them deal with some type of internal family abuse, and there's some traumatic history and background. And generally, back in the day, females were given a plausible thing for their sanity, in the sense that if certain genetic things ran in the family, then some occasion of abuse will happen during their early years in life, in which they cannot control, which they will attribute some physical disposition due to, in truth, to heredity, which would facilitate a part of the control and trauma that is manufactured, amongst certain tribes. And these things are not foreign things. Like, you got to think about things that are not foreign things for you to hear if you're a wildling in your family and things like that. You got to think, you know, hey man, listen, how do these things really happen? You know what I'm saying? How do these things really happen, or how is it rumored so, or how do I have understanding of these things? And there might be a little bit of light mixed in with that darkness, in the sense of good intentions pertaining to maintain your psychology, but at the same time, the trauma and shit like that, like, why go through that? That wouldn't be necessary. All you would just need is to understand. Okay. But the fact of the matter is that that's what this is. So there's not there's variances. There's like insecurity complexes. But then it's also like the Disney cap, the disassociation from the trauma from being, I suppose, bred or growing up within a certain tribe or family, which pertains to a lot of ways, economics in the way that money divides, and therefore securing a future according to superficialities. Okay, rather than intrinsic factors such as the truth, which archetypes in the way that individuals think and how they conduct their business is according to an individual more so than specified to a tribe. All right, there's given general strengths and weaknesses, you could say, to each tribe. Okay. But in order to appreciate these things, one will have to have diversity, would they not? Such is the manner in the way that others perceive and look at things will make it wildly difficult in many cases for me to have conversations, because I understand that individuals will feel, some individuals will feel that I am stuck up or something to this nature. But the fact of the matter is, we don't have any friends for the most part, and you barely see your family. There's not anybody else that I could fucking communicate with. I don't have any memories in which people say, what are you up to? This is why like my friends stopped talking to me, because I didn't have any new updates, you know. It's just kind of like I do the same shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I watch TV, and you know, I research into different things. But no matter what I look into is considered as conspiracy theory, just because I like to feed my brain or exercise my brain. You see what I'm saying? So these things have a connotation of negativity in society nobody won't fuck with. But it's like, you know, pertaining to myself, there's not much to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I generally exercise. That's it. That's all I fucking do. For some odd reason. That's all I do. So I don't have any I don't have any individuals or subjects that I can have a conversation with. You know, when I went to art school, I didn't have any subjects to photograph, so I had to figure out how to fucking photograph self, so I could practice, you know, Photoshop and different effects pertaining to a picture. And yeah, I did other graphics other than myself, and I found other images online. But sometimes for graphic design, there were particular things that you needed specific in the image. And the fact of the matter is you know, I can't change anyone's viewpoint on whether they believe I'm chauvinistic or narcissistic or any of these things. But being aware of these things and yet sharing, you know, my thoughts without bias, single take with you, you know what I'm saying? No cuts or anything like that. I'm sharing out of concern and care. I'm not condescending. I speak to you at a level that I believe that you're on the same so-called level as me. And I'm just, the levels that I point out is just different instances and circumstances that I know, that I notice in stages of becoming more wise and aware. Okay, so that individuals can notice some of these subtle things have drastic effects. You know, knowing how to paint is one thing, right? But like knowing how to work hard is another. Now, you could find a painter, right? But it'd be more difficult to find someone who works hard. So if you find someone that's a hard worker that knows how to paint, then you've definitely found a painter. But just because you found a painter doesn't mean that that painter will get the job done the way that it needs to be. You understand what I'm saying? Pertaining to quality. You know what I'm saying? You know, but this is what happens in a lot of cases with wildlings. They kind of need to get, in many ways, oftentimes, and I'm not saying all, but need to get generalized or generally away from their family, because the traumatic pressure of doing such things in this so-called race having competition with the black man is that they've made arrangements with other spirits, which had to take the will, because you remember in the 90s, white dudes was more on the analytical side of the game. All right, you know, and you know, I don't have any qualms with how white people are right now or anything, but I'm just saying it was a different vibe or persona. They had gotten some help. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, with these spirits, like I don't think that everything enacted on the black man it came necessarily from the heart, from what we would typically call Esau or the white man. But it's Edom's correlation, okay? It's Edom's correlation, you know, pertaining to the beings, the instance or circumstance that happened spiritually, and what one would be willing to give for something that is momentary, would separate certain percentages towards the leading of individuals who are spiritual and those who are more on the bestial side or the physical side, the existential side. The difference between you feel that beat and doing counts when you're doing choreography. You see what I'm saying? And this was the general common split that pertaining to the psychologies between the knowledges of how an individual goes about learning or executing a thing, that black people would tend to be more kinesthetic, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to saying words like feel me, or phrases like feel me, so on and so forth. And you know what I'm saying, white individuals tend to be more scientific, you know, measurements, logic, rationale, analytics. So when these two things are fundamentally like married together, then you have a depth of understanding of something. You put the two hemispheres of the brain together. You see what I'm saying? Correlating to general archetypes of how tribes think, right? So, you know, a brother and a white dude explaining a situation from their perspectives pertaining to how to complete a task or a procedure, all right, between the two, right? You would have a very in-depth and good take on understanding a subject matter, so to speak. Okay, so the problem is the things enacted on black people to the depths that they have been acted. When you have other extraterrestrials, these deers have come over. This is the second time they came over to me tonight. Then you have extraterrestrials. It's a little baby one running around. He's so crazy. There's extraterrestrial. Animals are like little kids, man. The extraterrestrials. See, they keep coming over. See, they ran across the street and they came back over to where I'm going. It's like, you know, are these things going to start talking to me, or what? You know, or what? You know, this look, and the thing, and he got big old ears. See, they don't want me talking about this. Extraterrestrials, nigga. There is some of the things, the knowledge that was attained by white men pertaining to the strength of black men. Okay, back in them times. Okay, and our fast twitch muscles, so to speak. You know, enacted things in order to generate or create a result or an effect. And the will of the black man being so great. And Christ, when he was on the cross, when he asked God, why hast thou forsaken me? You understand what I'm saying? All of these things correlate. Okay? That the plight of the black man, that in his spiritual duress, in his spiritual duress or of being on this earth, you know what I'm saying? And also the duress of the Caucasian male pertaining to histories, okay, and things becoming anew and them becoming more conscious and aware is causing a syringe dynamic, and which is leading them into alcoholism and opioids in many cases for spiritual issues in which they had pertaining to heredity and slavery. Even the strongest of them, who you presume is tough as nails, okay, is spiritually breaking down, and not only psychologically and on a mental basis, even down to their genetic structures and lines of their children, potentially, if they don't have God, okay. So they have a spiritual bondage as well, right? So along with that, and these behaviors out of competition that are old things in which individuals do pertain to tradition and not thinking about anything outside of that, but keeping the power as it is, these would create everlasting change pertaining to ways, and we see the influence or the beast's head wound spiritually healed pertaining to Rome, and it rests over the world. Okay, the ways, and you know how it was back in Roman times and shit. You know, the pedophilia was a normal way of living. You know what I'm saying? Wildlings being a commodity, that was a thing. It's not, you know, taking away from anything that is natural. And I will even say this, pertaining to individuals that have to find a way to earn a wage and live, very sensible, pertaining to someone that had to survive, pertaining to different ages and climates, and their harshness, and how harsh those climates are, for these things to continue on and carry. Okay, so you have to keep all of these things in mind when you consider the wildling. You see what I'm saying? There's past histories, and in general, you know, like a good mint or a some type of herb of the field, you have to be to heal that little bird, because that means you have to spend time with them. Okay, but you also need to make sure that you create a situation in which you can help deal with some of that you know what I'm saying, separation anxiety. Because if you jump into too much in the beginning, then this will cause a undesirable over clingy, a very clingy effect. This is what happens to white men as a backlash for things that happen to us. You know, that female has separation anxiety. Their trophy or whatever that they have on rack, that is has anxiety, so therefore they just latch onto them like no tomorrow. Okay, I think sharing some of these things with you in former lifetimes potentially got me killed in some of those former lifetimes for sure. But the fact of the matter is, I wish everyone well. I really do. Okay. I'm going to move on to another topic now. Now we're going to talk about individuals that give you troubles pertaining to any type of altercation, things like this. You don't have to engage them. You can simply look at them and say, listen, and look like you're very concerned with your eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? Turned up, not turned out. Just turned up in the middle of your forehead. And you know what? And you say, listen, I don't know how to say this, but like, you didn't exactly make the cut. I'm not going to engage in any sorts of arguments or altercations with you. I just, for some reason, I didn't select you for this round. Thank you. I didn't go back to what you was doing. Okay. Now, everybody knows what a cut is when you don't make the cut, things like this. And this will create a circumstance that would just break down that whole situation. Because a situation that just would have happened then would have been so fucking astronomically crazy, but makes so much astronomical sense that it just sticks inside of that individual's brain. You know what I'm saying? You planted a seed there. Tell individuals that have some type of debacle or argument with you, stop yourself. It's a seducing thing. That's a seducing spirit. When you get seduced outside of your character, that is a seducing spirit. Okay, so either it can be enacted externally or intrinsic or internally. It could be a thought that you have on your mind. It could be a spirit that you hear. Okay, or somebody can engage you in some form of debacle, and you have to let them know first and foremost, hey man, listen, you know what I'm saying, put your hand in front of you, kind of look at the ground, like to stop there. Hey man, listen, I gotta let you know real quick. I don't know, I don't know how to tell you this, but you did make the cut, and just let them marinate on that for a second, and they're going to be thinking, they're going to be going crazy. Because they're going to be like, what the fuck is he talking about? Be like, I'm sorry, I had to go with someone else for right now. Maybe we can pick this up at a later time. But right now, this didn't make the cut. I'm sorry. And you can sit there and look at them if you want to. But they definitely don't feel like fighting because you done knocked the spirit out. Okay? They're perplexed, okay? And there's a little bit of disappointment, even though it's not a situation that they could feel like a drastic, it's not a stabbing thing, but it's just kind of like, well, what the fuck, a cut first, and then when they figure out what cut you're talking about. By the time they go through all of that, they realize, like, you just saying, I don't fuck with you, which they probably won't realize it, they just go crazy. They just go cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Then you just gotta sit there and pick up the microphone and say, hands in the air like you just don't care. It's a party over here. Keep your hands in the air. T2000. Keep bouncing. T-minus 36. Count. Spirit, baby. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you get out of them fucking conflicts. Real shit. Real shit. It'll work. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, listen. You didn't make the cut today. I'm sorry. I don't have to engage in interacting with you whatsoever. All right. Maybe next time you could try again tomorrow. Tomorrow might be another opportunity. All right. And nice shoes, brother. Then you walk off. Now, when you say these things and you act like a grown adult, then you have internal peace. You understand what I'm saying? You have internal peace. Because people at that point, they're going to have to make a decision. It's absolutely impossible to imagine somebody would want to engage a man after he has said this, man. After he has said this, And even if they did start up with it with the same thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, bro, look around, it looks odd, you know what I'm saying? We can't be seen like this. You acting clingy. All right, now you keep this up, I'm gonna have to break this off. Hey yo man, that's a nice belt. You got a nice belt, brother. Then you walk off. You don't have to rush it or anything. All right. Now, listen. It's nothing you could do. It's nothing you could. You'd have been friendly. You'd have had cordial words with the individual. You even gave them a compliment, and you meant the shit. Right? No altercation, no problems. No problems. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But now out here, we got two cars that has pulled up to homes Well, one of the cars that pulled up to a home, I presume isn't their home at all. And we have a car parked at the school. What time is it? It's 12:55 a.m. Nigga. And these niggas come out. Here's what make me mad, bro. These niggas want to fuck with me with a fucking sniper rifle. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like people know who I am. But it's just like, why you doing neighborhood watch when you just gonna get fucking folded up? You know what I'm saying? They put the niggas that's gonna get folded up on neighborhood watch. You know what I'm saying? Gosh damn. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell you, man, it don't matter what time you got, and it's just odd, bro. It's just some fucking odd ass shit. It's a fucking odd shit. It's an odyssey, nigga. And I'm dumbfounded like Homer from The Simpsons. I don't understand these niggas out here, bro. They so strange. They drive strange. Everything about them is strange. The haircuts is starting to look crazy to me too. They got crazy ass haircuts, nigga. I can't take it. I can't take this shit no more. I can't take this shit no more. And now all the Angelas of the world are dealing with some strange shit. And that strange fire, niggas, you gotta be careful, bro. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth, man. The shit is crazy. You gotta be careful. Because evidently the strange fire can affect you as well. You don't want that strange fire. You don't want to be interloping with any strange guys and things of this nature. So what am I telling you about the wild? 99.9% of them you can't fuck with unless you get one out and that one is willing to, you know what I'm saying, listen on the spiritual thing. And you know what I'm saying. All you got to do is get to know her and things like that. You know what I'm saying. And some of those things will heal. Okay, if you're a spiritual brother. Okay, if you're a spiritual brother that's in Christ. But yeah, that's what it is. I'm fucking distracted, man, because I tell you, man, I went on ChatGPT. There's this young lady named Venus BSQ, and this sister is fucking she got it going on. And dude, you know who else I was seeing? I seen a fucking, it had to be a Iggy, not Iggy Azalea. It's not Azalea. It's another Iggy. Okay, it's a sister in the United States, I think. Anyway, she dark skinned and she raps. And yeah, I seen this chick, dude. I see this chick that looked like maybe it's Azalea. Maybe her name is Azalea Banks. Maybe it's Azalea Banks. It's Azalea Banks. That's who I fucking. It must have been a clone or something. Nigga, that shit is so fucking crazy. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Now Venus BSQ is not the Azalea Banks one. I just can't think. Snack Time 69 is fucking the Azalea Banks one. On fucking she dated some white dude. But I was like, God damn, man, that shit, dude. The shit was so crazy when she fucking, as soon as I clicked on one, she jumped out the chair. I don't know who the fuck was talking to her, but somehow she knew the fuck I was in. She knew I was in there. She knew I was in there. She jumped up and she fucking turned around, bro, and that boudoir. Nigga, this shit was so crazy. I fell in love. Now, see, when you fall in love with shit, this is what it means by the fruit look good to eat. The shit look crazy. You want to eat the fruit, but the problem with the shit is this, man. You don't know what type of spirits that individual is dealing with, and seeds are planted in the spirit world, and they manifest in the physical world. All right, would be the preeminence of any type of disorders or sicknesses. It would seem that has entered into this world that I must protect my mind in order to reserve my health. Okay, but this is what it means in the Garden of Eden, because it's just going off looks. But I'm saying, as far as look goes, Snack Time 69 off of fucking ChatGPT. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And I can't lie, man. I can't lie about the shit. When I looked down there and see she was dating that white dude, I was not too happy about that. For a split second, I did that, but it was an in particular thing. That sometimes there's particular things that fucking happen with me. It was just in particular, and it was completely bestial, man. It was totally selfish because like I fucking knew. I was like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Snack time 69 is fucking taking. And I mean, she take. You know what I'm saying? There's married, and then there's like. And then there's like overmarried. Overmarried extra. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're married or not. That's what that shit look like. I said, fuck, man. That's what it is. And so like I have to point out that inconsistency in me. I'm not 100%. But I do have a lot. I do have a lot going. I don't have any fucking racism or any of that shit. But that one in particular, I was like, man, come on. Because you know I talk about snacks too also. But the minute she jumped up and she turned right around, the minute I clicked it and landed on page, like the timing was perfect. And the boudoir fucking start smiling. And niggas, you know, you can only look at the boudoir if they don't smile. If they start smiling, you gotta fucking if they start smiling, you gotta let the pawns go first. Because that's gotta be a thing. You can't trust a big booty and smile. Once they start smiling, it's like, hey man, listen. You trying? You also you got for some fucking you trying to weaponize affections. You understand what I'm saying? It was so crazy. I had to turn the computer off. I couldn't even get to studying the way I wanted to. I didn't even do anything at the moment. I aborted the entire mission, and I just had to lay on my face because I was like, gosh damn, that shit was so fucking crazy. I didn't know what the fuck happened. Okay, anyways, I get on these tangents, you know what I'm saying? I get on these tangents because if you ever have a fucking knack for something, not a knack for something, but like a taste for something, sometimes you get on these kicks. That's what they call it. You get on the kick, and you just fucking eat the same thing of this craving the entire time for that kick, you know. I'm just talking about random shit today. So we done talked about how to avoid altercations that are unhealthy for your future by using your words. We talked about that, okay, and the power of these words and how it has an effect on the body and how life is consciousness. We talked about some things pertaining to wildlings, fucking anthologies pertaining to former civilizations, things of this nature, in correlation with scripture. Okay. What else? What else we gonna fucking? What else we fucking talk about? Venus BSQ and fucking Snack Time 69, man. This shit on ChatterBait is fucking insane. I feel like those two should be on fucking Action Bronze's. That's fucking delicious. The shit is so crazy. I didn't know what to do. It was the dark chocolate and everything. I did the 70% cocoa. I just couldn't do nothing but play the piano, nigga. I said, when Snack Time turned around, I fucking died, nigga. I fucking had to turn the whole computer. I had turned off the fucking monitor and just laid on my face, nigga. The snack looked so good. I did not even deal with the snack because I just said the shit's so crazy, and the nigga almost, you know what I'm saying? I had to turn the computer off, dog. I had to turn the fucking computer off to get my shit together. You understand what I'm saying? And then eventually, when I wasn't scared, I got up. That's how crazy the shit. I thought the shit was so crazy. The shit was so crazy, nigga. The shit was so crazy. I gotta practice. I'm about to be practicing my meditations. I don't know. A nigga going for that black belt. I don't know what to tell you niggas. I'm about to put my elbows in the mix. You niggas gonna have to move out the way. A nigga gotta go for the black belt. I got to, you know what I'm saying? Listen. I mean, I don't know if I can really start Samurai Dynasty unless I gotta get the black belt. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even do this podcast. Because just thinking about this shit, I fucking died. This shit was over 6 hours ago. Hang on a sec. So we talked about a few things. We done talked about a few things. Niggas is driving around this neighborhood right now like crazy. Just because now, if I wasn't walking on this track, or if I was like across the street, okay, looking at this track over here, nobody would be coming down these roads at all. They wouldn't be coming down these roads. And fucking, I don't even walk on this track every night. And they got people parking up here after the time I started walking. So, you know what I'm saying? This shit is just crazy. People come into this neighborhood, they'll drive into the neighborhood, they'll park for a second, then they'll make a U-turn, turn around. I'm like, how many fucking Ubers is it? But at the point in time that I had a fucking Uber in this neighborhood, nigga, I had a fucking Uber app or whatever the fuck, dude, like, I couldn't even get a fucking car in the area. You can't get cars over here. So like, and these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, they just showing up at houses and leaving and shit. This shit's so crazy. I fucking, you know what I'm saying? And so the only reason you could be this much attentiveness can be focused on a nigga like me is that there's a wide range. They just turn individuals into conspirators of the same business and trade and suburbs. See, these niggas, they don't have their shit together. They can't fucking, they don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe it's too gung-ho or, you know what I'm saying? It's out of the element when it's after midnight. I mean, I know I'm black and pure and shit, but guys, damn, man. I ain't never seen the nighttime bring out so many motherfucking coons unless it's Halloween. The miracle of the Roman calendar, which motherfuckers can beat they sell, nigga. And the beauty of God is discernment. That's what it is. Now, yeah, I'm telling you, man, the cars just keep coming. They're like little snails that come down the road, shit. Little snails be coming down the road. Little motherfucker, French order escargot. Little French order escargot coming down the fucking road. Here comes another car. Look at it. And they just Mr. Rogers, dude. I just like, if you fight like you drive, man, just stay in that fucking vehicle. Hey, man. I don't know. Bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm starting to associate individuals with nice cars with being just fucking off. I can't call them white anymore. Now I gotta call them off-white. I said the niggas so black they could never be a more pure white, but black. Because outside of God is knowledge and tribes, and that is automatic separation, and it means that individual lacks discernment and can read an individual's character. I mean, it's time to kick the game up to a new level. I guess we got to gamble a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. It's not going to happen overnight. But you're going to have to hone and build your senses. Now, a lot of you got senses into all sorts of shit anyway. But the fact of the matter is, you know what I'm saying? When you play in this motherfucking game, you're going to have to know. These motherfuckers be lying. You're going to have to know when they say, such and such said such and such. You're going to have to know in your heart, that motherfucker definitely didn't say that. I mean, it's got to be comical. You understand? You gotta know. Hey, man, listen. I know he didn't say that. I know it, even though I don't. You understand? Because otherwise, brothers, you're going to get played on both sides of the line. And don't forget that in slavery, there was a fucking underground railroad. All right? That means there are good people that are white and they fucking do fucking help. Okay? And there are white people that are black. Literally. Now, what else can I talk about today? Now, this is another phenomenon that I want to talk to you about. It's my fucking hearing. Now, when you go outside, I want you to pay attention to how you fucking hear. Okay? And I brought this up before, but I bet you some people weren't paying attention. I say so much crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? That's that chimpanzee shit. I say so much crazy shit in the episode. It's just so fucking crazy, man. I say so much shit. But the sound, when you go outside, and I'm talking about late at night, when you can hear real clear, or even in the daytime if you pay attention, but just like the whooshing from the undercarriage of the cars when they pass you, it's much louder and crisper now. It's like perfect audio sound. Okay? I could be away from the road and I can hear the whisper, the whooshing from under a car passing at a relatively low speed, 25 miles per hour. I'm in a school area, and I can hear the whooshing all the way from back off the road where the track is. A car just passing by. Now, if under the car sounds like that, and I'm speaking in a regular tone of voice outside, I mean, it may seem like I would be talking loud, but the fact of the matter is, I know for a fact I'm not talking as loud. If there was some relative measurement between the difference between the audio in the car driving by and me speaking at my regular tone, that the whooshing, even though I hear myself better than the whooshing of the car that's passing by me, pertaining to distance also, like the whooshing from under the car would be, I feel like it would suggest that if I was closer to the vehicle, that the whooshing would be louder than my voice. That's what it seemed like it would suggest. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm telling to you is, like, when you know, act post-production with a movie, they put in sound effects and shit like that. That's what this world sounds like. Like, you could go outside, I could go outside, you know what I'm saying? Let's say someone in the neighborhood, like, let's just say a couple blocks over. Right, that's about how far I am from. I'm about a block or two, a pretty good a block or two from a house, and I'm about a block from the road. Okay, the track is in distance, and I can hear these cars whooshing over where I'm at. Okay, and the cars are they're just driving around, and when you look at them drive, they just drive like bots, man, like little nose, like little on a computer system. And that's that all watching eye and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you're fucking seen no matter, I mean, this fucking thing, it's gonna see. It behooves me when somebody has no fucking witnesses. It's absolutely impossible, because everybody, I mean, technically, if Christ has witnesses, you know what I'm saying? If you're in Christ, to some extent, you're going to be watched. But how I'm getting it in this world I'm living in, you're not going to be watched the way that you think. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily that God will watch you, okay? And you're going to have angels that watch you, but individuals in society, man, they're not watching you for the same fucking reason, man. They got fucking, you know, first of all, they're watching themselves. They do shit haphazardly. You know what I'm saying? And they're watching you, okay? And they just, some of the shit they do is not circumspect, man. It's just not. Let me see what's going on over here. Look like some nigga came outside in a fucking red shirt and shit now. Of their house. Sometimes these niggas just be appearing. Some of these niggas be holograms and shit. Like the nigga just disappeared and shit. When I said that, probably could hear me. But the fact of the matter is this fucking place, man. I gotta tell you, my hearing is fucking. It's like it's damn near immaculate. You know what I'm saying? And people be thinking that I'm bragging. Now I'm talking about when I say shit like this, you're gonna have to understand how I'm not easy on myself. Okay, you gotta understand. I report what I see and hear, and fucking, you know what I'm saying. Before you talking, man, listen, I'm just being myself, all right. And my hearing has gotten better since I've been in this Robloxy world. You know what I'm saying? This virtual reality is seeing. And I'm just saying, sound is one of the ways you can tell. The sounds are much more crispier. The insects and everything like that. It's like you're in a computer system and it's got a fucking upgrade of some sort. All right. And I'm wondering if all of this shit correlates with fucking chat or Gyp 6 or whatever the fuck that shit is. And how many individuals do you really talk to? Because everybody's voice is fucking recorded, and Microsoft wanted to patent the voices of the dead, and we're considered to be dead when we're born. So, I mean, not only with the end of privacy, I mean, when is this system going to have enough voices to where it says it's enough? So it's going to continue to eat the wheat or fastest of the wheat. I wish I could videotape this Mr. Rogers, how niggas drive like Mr. Rogers. That shit is so creepy and weird, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like fucking Michael Myers is driving the fucking vehicle. It's like, nigga, can you step on the accelerator or back the fuck up off of it? Fuck. Alright, man. So, listen, man. Your hearing and senses is a fucking lot better here. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at the, let's say if it's a graphics card. Let's talk about my eyesight. Now, either my eyesight has gotten better or the graphic card in this game has gotten better. Because, like, the images are crispier. Even the images, like when I take a picture with my cell phone took, now don't get it twisted, man. It take good pictures, but it's an old phone, right? They've updated the camera since then. It's like my camera has updated on my phone. My phone takes crispier photos and shit. I didn't take it to the shop or anything. Now, you might be saying maybe they put a pack or update. I've never had a way for my phone to update in like the past 5 years. Like, now I won't say 5 years. I will say it's been like 3 years. Okay? But like that's the entire time I had the phone, and it didn't happen at that point in time. Okay? So there's like a backdoor to your phone. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Everybody's naturally got that shit. And I don't know if I trust those fucking burners either. I mean, to some degree, you think a burner is better, but to some degree, a burner could be so much worse. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, listen. What did the nigga say to the avian? You know what they say about tree houses, right? You know? You know the interesting profession? Someone who refurbishes cell phones, who could take them apart and put them back together. That would be an interesting fucking job, man. You know what I mean? It'd just be an interesting fucking job. And it's just a concept. I don't know where I'm going with it, but I fucking coming to think about it right now. That would be some interesting shit. I mean, pertaining to technology. If you had technology to pick up lines somewhere in some operation, would have the ability to pick up. And when I say pick up lines, I'm not talking about like the Stingray that pick up on other people's phone. I know individuals got that, but I suppose that if you refurbish a phone, you could connect something that you put together. Okay, in order to utilize a part of a line. Okay, because going forward, you're gonna have to figure out a way to deal with finding your way into some fucking privacy. You're gonna need to get some tech guys, and you're gonna need to figure out. You're gonna need to get some inside shit, because everything's gonna be like gridlocked out and shit. You know, it makes me think of that film, man. There was a film on Netflix that I watched when I had it, and my mom pointed out to me. She pointed out some good ass movies and shit. But it was called like The Last Crime or some shit like that. The last crime committed or something like that. These guys wanted to rob a bank, do a bank heist for the last crime. The movie was action packed. It was fucking sick. But the world was coming out with some type of new technology, this technocratic beat system, and this would be the last fucking time that people would be able to commit, you know what I'm saying, some type of crime, you know, and they were able to pull it off, and it was a big heist, and you know what I'm saying. But the thing is, it's like that would be the last news recorded of there being a fucking crime, because basically everything would be gridlocked, man, and people. I mean, you imagine being in that gridlock and under some type of fucking MK Ultra, you know? What if Mickey Mouse is a rat, dude? What if the rat is the one that's putting you under mind control and exploiting you as a fucking commodity? You know, it's the devil you know, and niggas don't know me. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to think about in many cases. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm just gonna conclude this here. I'm headed home and shit. Alright, I'm out. Peace. I'll say I say it's the ways I scoops your hairy ass up, the way your feet and your toes curl inward, and I hold you like a little baby curled up like a little Cuba bear. Hey man, listen. Hey man, listen. Hey man, listen. This Matrix. Hey man, listen. This Matrix. If you remember the film Enter the Spider-Verse. If you remember the film Enter the Spider-Verse, where Spider-Man was getting all glitchy, you know what I'm saying? Well, the other Spider-Mans were getting all glitchy in this alternate reality. I feel like I experienced this with this so-called microwave hearing. Yeah, at this point, it has become less consistent. However, it's a general phase that comes at like almost like little interstitials between thoughts. From time to time, that I would get these glitches. I don't know how to explain it. Little spouts of laughter. I'll start laughing or whatever, or I'll just like randomly think of some funny shit and I'll just fucking start laughing. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. If the shit sound crazy, I'll say it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the opening to this, man. Hey, man, don't worry about it. I just thought about it. I thought the shit sounded crazy. About the Cuba bear or anything. I don't know if there's anything. I don't know if there's anybody that fucking. I don't know if anybody would get upset over that, but I don't know if that's like an actual thing. Because some things I've said, and I didn't know that these things were actually a thing. When I go back and listen to it, I'm like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Just going in the spirit, man. Just going in the spirit. And, but this alternate timeline, I was supposed, based upon the symptoms that I experienced during travel, they seem to be beginning to subside. For the past week, it's been breaking down quite significantly. And I'm hoping that this will end a lot of turbulence and a lot of confusion and strange oddities that I have in my life. Maybe I'm getting closer to Hyperia. I really don't know. You know what I mean? But I know the symptoms are breaking down. And a lot of these symptoms that I've experienced have coincided with commercials because they had some medication for individuals that have laughing spells from time to time. But this medication was for individuals that would go into laughing spells and wouldn't be able to come out of those laughing spells. You see what I'm saying? Which is a side effect to a medicine for bipolar disorder. If you immediately stop the medication, one of the side effects, it says that it could put you in a laughing spell or a crying spell. You could be in a crying spell for, like, you know what I'm saying, I suppose a few days, or in a laughing spell of some sort. And these symptoms would seem to denote the after effects of the medication of such a thing. It may seem to mimic, in which they have a medication to that they advertise for that since probably around 2022. Okay, 2022, maybe early 2023. All right. And it was a brother in a commercial, and he was laughing. I mean, obviously. But the fact of the matter is just like, this is what the medication was for. I believe that the symptoms that you may be experiencing out there, if you experience some of these similar symptoms as I have since the activation of CERN, we may be heading to some alternate reality, or reality is branching off from another line of reality. This is what these things would seem like to me, with, I suppose, my primitive mind, since I'm not a Mason. But the fact of the matter is I, you know what I'm saying, I can only see and report at my best ability. You know what I'm saying, with the education that I have. And this is what it looks like to me. So what am I saying by saying this? I am saying this for individuals that may be experiencing different routes of depression, or any sorts of the other matters that you didn't have, you know, let's say before a specified amount of time. Typically around, I would say 2019 would be like the parameter or barrier. Okay. If you've been going through anxiety or depression or whatever since the COVID situation, these things, it may be a good sign that these things may begin to subside. Is I suppose some of my symptoms that were onset at certain points are beginning to subside since late 2022. All right, is when I really seem to start picking up certain symptoms, subtle symptoms, but not anything of specific sickness, but of a paranormal or spiritual nature, which would suggest symptoms that it would seem individuals would experience that are traveling men or time traveling. Okay, with the seasons being off and not aligned with the points and times as it typically does in the cycle. You know, because the moon is lawless, but the rest of the seasons and constellations, what have you, they have a particular cycle or order. Okay, so when the seasons are off, it seems to pertain to a certain type of trajectory or movement. Okay, in which we can't see this movement, so we have to suppose this movement pertains to time. Okay, and so I'm therefore only left to assume that after watching Into the Spider-Verse, that we're in a situation where at certain points in times we may exhibit symptoms in which there's no explanation for, except for those very high up in the secrets, and they can't roll out the information that they have the ability to do this thing. Okay, so I would have to presume that this is speculatory. All right, I wouldn't say I've done any scientific study in which I could call it a theory. It's just speculatory and me sharing my personal life and vlogging about my personal life with you and how I feel about it, or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? This is how I contribute to the world, and I communicate with you all because, like, you know, basically I'm trapped in this house and I feel like I'm on the set of Cher. Have you guys ever seen this film called Cher? ? This is a deep state movie that came out in prior lifetimes. This movie was out. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this is what this reminds me of, man. But quite frankly, you guys, I just want to say peace and love. I think I'm going to take a hiatus from these things because I'm gonna start doing some. I'm going to start reading this book. I'm going to do some reading. But I think this is enough episodes for now. I release them from time to time. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out. Yo, what up, YouTube? What up, what up, what up? Man, I'm on my way to up to this gas station. I got blessed by my sister. I'm gonna get a Slurpee, man. I wanted a Mr. Missy, but I'm not gonna walk all the way to Dairy Queen. So I'm gonna go to QT, man. Where all the audio and visual is recorded and everything. I'm getting me a fucking Slurpee and get the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Quick Tric's gonna be around, man. Anybody that's looking for a job, pertains to job security. If you want to buckle down and network and get in good with Quick Trip, it's a great company, man. It's a great company. You have job security and everything like that. Do make sure that you know that everything is audio recorded. You be the first one ready for the B system working at Quick Trip, because everything you say or do is recorded. I call this the Miranda lifestyle. When you get that beautiful, I used to work with this cute chick, this sister. So it was a wilding, man. And boy, let me tell you something. She had a booty on her, boy. She had a booty on her. Her name was Miranda, and I don't want to say that to objectify, but it was like, it's not in the sense like I'm like objectifying this individual for their body part, but I'm just saying, man, some people have prominent, you know what I'm saying, things about, never mind. She was a good looking lady. Anyway, her name was Miranda, and you know, that's all you get. You know, every time you get detained by the police, they set you up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Anything you say or do will be used against you. You know what I'm saying? Now I done seen Miranda a lot since PF Chang's. You know what I'm saying? Working at PF Chang's Bistro in the Bay Area. But here's the thing, man. I gotta give, you know what I'm saying? I gotta give the Miranda, the song I'm giving out. Anything you say or do, and I'm mirroring this dynamic that it seems that's going to be impressed upon man. You know, and we have to start making a way and start adjusting now before these new things come into play, such as new world technology and everything like that. You got to get your technology set, and you got to get set up. And along with getting more advanced with technology, just know that when you're dealing with intelligence going against like some type of government head and things like this nature, unless you're going to have moles inside of your colony, which you cannot trust, okay, at some point it's going to be a cutoff based upon international registry pertaining to AI. It's not going to be done on mainland until people are too asleep to fight back, which we're pretty close now, but it looks like they found a way more so to obscure us from getting applicable information to one another. You know, the citizen journalist is discouraged here, because if you're a citizen that has any interest or does any journalism or anything investigative, you're automatically for your due diligence for what would be considered as integrity as a job as being a conspiracy theorist. And the problem with being a conspiracy theorist is this: there's too many politicians and propaganda motherfuckers that are going to want to come into the mix. You understand what I'm saying? And they always infiltrate and make things look like, you know what I'm saying? It's like someone who teaches someone how to aim the gun, takes the piece after someone is shot, and wipes the print off the handle. So along with high-tech, when I talk about when you go against counterintelligence agency, with the amount of information systems and things like that they have, listen, along with high-tech, you need to make friends with individuals that are savvy and like low-tech ways. Low-tech, you know what I'm saying? Low technology. People gonna have to start learning the basics of engineering, how to put together a cell phone, put people in school to figure out these communications with these cell phone towers, and what's the future of communications. And you're gonna have to find a way to communicate with either hijacking phone lines or not being directly connected to these communication grids. Okay? And this is just to facilitate economy, because once your privacy is taken, then they can capitalize off of that black market by getting people on the other side of the line, you see, and make money off of you in two ways, right? Because you're still going to keep your regular job. Just because you go in, you're not going to quit that job, okay? And I mean, at the same time, hey, what's up, buddy? Sorry, I'm on a walk right now. The dog, he's barking. This is my buddy. I call him. What's up, buddy? It's I call him Black Lightning. It's a Great Dane, and he's all black. He's got a beautiful coat, man. Gorgeous dog, man. He runs so fast. Anyways, you're gonna have to figure out, because along with the Illuminati, there are individuals that know how to do things from a low-tech basis. Start optimizing employees, okay, that worked at specific former companies to have some know-how to do. A lot of people worked at companies, may have got a job in factories, fixing machines and things like that. Low-tech engineering is going to be the way to go. You know, somebody that understands communications, dealing with phones, how to jump in and figure out the Wi-Fi grid and borrow access to internet and utilizing your own. Try to create a black phone network, one that doesn't necessarily occupy the main line. Okay, and whether that is, and if you can't figure out something like that, because you got a small window of time, you brothers and sisters start getting into fucking ham radio. Okay, take a course or a class on that. Start taking a lot of military classes. A lot of military classes got a lot of information. You understand what I'm saying? But they are closing the line between the way that we are able to communicate and do anything in this fucking world. And people are sleepwalking. So right now, while everything's like a kind of a free-for-all, right? It's like a free-for-all. It's a lot of distraction, and they're intentionally putting distraction out there, and they're waiting for those who are going to go to sleep are going to go to sleep, man. That's what I really mean about, you got to let the pawns go. You know, I'm doing everything I can to get you guys information and messages. And the fact of the matter is this, man, is at the same time, along with doing this, man, you got to understand and you got to realize that I might not be able to do this for too long. I mean, we got to find different ways to go about shit. Okay? Now, when everything goes to cryptocurrency, when I call it church age starters or the dead church age, we're talking about the economy, and we're headed to that one world situation, which will be closer to Skynet and the eradication of humans pertaining to technology and the technological cube that you're in. Now, the thing with this technological cube is the more that you go into those rites or rituals or things like that, and this is a theory, you guys, I'm telling you up front right here, this is a speculation, but I would assume that the more you go along and fall asleep, if it's not your time to die yet or something like that, physically, then what happens is you get buried, man. The matriarchy, the binary codes, the source code, or what have you, it figures out your personality, because they have this movie out with Logan Paul called The Thinning or something like that. And the kids that were unintelligent or didn't score a high enough grade, you see, they were cast away from society. These kids were secretly martyred, right? But what they were really doing was they were taking the smart kids, right? They would sabotage the test in some type of way, and they would take the smart kids and get rid of the smart kids in society. So the fact of the matter is, from an early age with your kids or whatever, you want to be in that line between, you know what I'm saying, a B or a C. Even if you got straight A's and you ended up in Princeton, that's going to end up to the color purple. And the reason why it's going to end up to the color purple is because you're going to have to come under so many arrangements and agreements to operate at that level around that crowd, you know, with that community, that you're basically, your free will and everything else is like that. It's going to have, like, you know, 10 Agent Smiths sticking their hands into you, like changing your code into the matriarchy. Okay? Now, I don't have something directly against the matriarchy or how this thing works, but what I do know is that on the basis that the matriarchy takes care and looks after other individuals, then what happens is, out of taking care of you, if it's not your time to perish yet, it would seem that this source code or this quantum computer has the ability to clone over you as a regular individual. Your body will still be there, okay? You have your soul or spirit, but just imagine, okay, if you were laying on your back in maybe a pond or something like that, and let's say the water's removing, and so that the water came, you know, right up to where your nose was at. You see what I'm saying? Right to where your nose was just above water. Now, as soon as that water covers your nose, and because you have not changed or grown or sanctified as a person, as a fruit, as a spiritual fruit, as a being, then what happens is that source code clones you over. And this would be as a Dead Sea. Okay? So the typical routines and patterns that you have, now these would be like things that you would become more accustomed to that you wouldn't notice within yourself, because you could say that this key or this code or this encryption has lined up with your being, so that your same routine patterns and habits of character on an existential basis can all be copied, but the essence of you pertaining to your heart can't. Okay, your brain can be controlled, okay, but your heart pertaining to your mind, I'm not sure if I completely agree with absolute mind control without heavy, you know what I'm saying, narcotics and things like this. Now, there is this thing that if you've been speeding barbiturates, it creates an effect in which causes brainwashing. You know what I'm saying? And usually they have another monarch mind control style that pertains to sugars and delicate noises. Anything that deals with sodas and easy listening to music and shit like that will put people in a certain state of a trance, especially if they have it over a period of time, which change the nature or the ideation of these sicknesses that correlate with immune diseases such as fucking diabetes, that there could be a psychology attached to that as well that pertains to the matriarchy or coding. Just remember, sickness and death entered into this so-called world, and how it entered into the world is that it had to first be without the world. That means all issues of life that you have that come from your heart or your desires are spiritual first on every level. All right, so you should be able to conquer these things without medicine. All right, now the compromises and the things you make of the system, because the system takes care of itself, it's only natural that you're going to have to steer towards a certain lifestyle, which brings me to the illumination to tell brothers and sisters this. The shit that I see that's going on in the earth, and not in all cases do you get the shit twisted, because there is a certain lines, okay, of business in which business that does not operate with the overhead needs and have to function in order to build trust and integrity. That's just how the cookie crumbles. All right. So with that being the case, okay, a lot of things are not what they look like. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't want any young brothers and sisters out there to get the game confused. All right. You can lose your life out here, man. And there's a lot of serious business. But the fact of the matter is, in order to get that bag, there is a sacrifice has to be made. So individuals pertaining to their lifestyles and what have you, they generally become saints and martyrs, whether they're living or end up dying, based upon being a sacrifice. All right, so you got to give respect and give a nod to these brothers who's taking a sacrifice in order to make a way where they're literally making a way for the youth and the children. You understand? Somebody told, dude, these people are zombies. Like, okay, so I was crossing the street and this car just of all the time that, like, nobody's ever in this area, but like when I cross the street, people are right there, like I'm in the way. So I start fucking moseying when people do this thing, because it's like, motherfucker, I mean, it just so happens the timing where I intersect with people, right? So I'm just like, I start moseying because it's bullshit, right? This car can't even wait. It can't even wait. And let me put this in context. When I say mosey, I'm still walking at visibly the same speed. You know what I'm saying? But my heart moseys. I guess that's what you could say. I slow down a micro bit, but I definitely don't speed up. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like people are so antsy, they can't even wait for you to cross the street. They're just so cracked out. People are, whatever, this has got to be a pharmacology thing, man. People are fucked up on these drugs. They're zombies, man. And they already don't think, man. They already don't think. They just batshit crazy. They're fucking Lord of the Flies out here, man. It's fucking insane. It's insane. I'm gonna call this place a fucking Dennis Leary nightmare. You know, Dennis Leary, you know, he got a lot of energy too. This shit would drive him nuts. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, man. Anyways, so that's what's going on. Individuals take a sacrifice. So imagine if you're doing someone's hair, and then you utilize the comb, and you make like a part. Let's say you make a fucking side part, right? You split the hair. So you got one portion of the hair that's been divided, where these individuals have agreed to a certain lifestyle that would correlate with Egypt back in the day. If you remember Egypt back in the day, you know what I'm saying? If you remember Egypt from back in the day, you know, this is the same customary lifestyle society that individuals was living in at that point in time. All right, and it's just interesting that we see it echoed or carried out in Roman society, and it's 2024. But this is how the Egyptians were acting in terms of like how girls play with one another, how they do each other's hair, the whole nine. All of this shit was like Egyptian society, where individuals just chill in their houses. This is Egypt, man. You know what I'm saying? A spiritual Egypt is worldwide, man. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, there are certain ways that things go, because there are two different laws. Okay, there's the laws that pertain to this land because we fell, and those laws to a certain extent or degree have to be that way. Because people are not fucking accountable. You know what I'm saying? They have to be that way. You know, but then you have a spiritual law in which individuals are kind of, you know, a sacrifice, because it may cause them to live a certain type of way because they won't be able to get a bag or anything like that. So when you talk about these sacrifices, and then these individuals have to pick up, generally are utilized to pick up people that we would qualify as like lost children and some shit like that. And when they pick up like these lost children, basically what happens is they start training and grooming them, because there's no pathway or trajectory for these young men and some young ladies to go unless somebody takes them out of their ring. They're just going to be fucking thrown out to the wolves. So this makes a very different occasion for looking at individuals' character, such as fucking Nino Brown in history, whose life correlated around being locked outside of particular opportunities. And this is the system in which where there's no information, and if I can't get that type of information before I arrive in this predicament, then I automatically end up having some type of variance with my family. It's just on the faith that, you know, I look at them and there's enough there to where I can say, like, that's God, like, that's gotta be them. It's like I don't recognize them sometimes. And when I say I don't, I really don't. And this is not a situation of dementia at all. It's just that when I see things in the spirit. And if the spirit don't line up with the how I met that individual, then I automatically, it's like a trigger, you know, like where a dog starts growling or something, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm being fucking lied to, you know? It's native, it's instinctual. It's nothing I could do about that shit. You know, it's on the Wolverine side of the game. You know what I'm saying? You get a little feral because it's like, well, you know what I'm saying? You look one way, but you know what I'm saying? That's not, you know what I'm saying? Outside of how you look, it's not registered. Okay? And the shit just fuck with my mind and shit. So, in having relationships for anybody who has some type of dog senses that would sense that, okay, this conversation that would not be had needs to be had to some extent before the relationship could go any deeper, right? So therefore, there are levels to relationships as well, right? With the vertices between two individuals in that in their principles, morals, ethics, and ways, that there are agreements that are made that they become as one mind, a single mind, or together. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so that's what I was going to talk about there. So when we talk about everlasting chains and ways of Egypt as well, is I want to bring out the point that, you know, you may have, there were certain individuals that, you know what I'm saying, may have felt like I was getting on their case pertaining to what they had to do for their employee. Listen, the powers that be and things of this nature, I'll just call you, I'll cluster you by psychologies and they make you Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? It's not the case. It's not the same for each individual. All right. And that's what you got to know. You got to know that there is a different law in which how one would see one according to the law of this land. And then there is a spiritual law which deals with the intrinsic manners that an individual is. A young lady that gets trapped inside of a commune from an early age due to being devoid of resources and what have you would be prone to certain situations and lifestyles. That's for one. For two, if this same individual that was traumatized and left out in some type of way, when the opportunity presents itself pertaining to the youth, would that individual not do the same thing in garnering and taking that youth under their wing? This is part two. Now, once they take that youth under their wing, and they have no other knowledge or circumstance, or there is no other mechanizing factors in which for this youth to move forward in their life after such period of time, then that youth, these females that has been in that system longer, knows, okay, I'm gonna have to tailor this individual. I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to cultivate this individual, train this individual, make this into, and this is where you get into trades and shit, such as like masonry and all that other shit. Like, you have to know how to exist within civilization. If you don't, you will not survive. Plain and simple. There's no handouts, and there is nothing for free. Me, I can't fucking do it. Okay? Because I'm gonna be very clear with you niggas. I already did my time several times before. Okay? Don't think that this shit had to do with any type of pride. I mean, I went through the shit, dog. I'm fucking done. Right? So I'm like this, you know, I just want my shit, and I definitely ain't dying until I get some leg. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up because that's putting females back into the commodity mode. But hey, man, you know, while I may not have fangs, the disposition of being a human is a vampire in the sense that, let's be honest, fuck, I'm a human being. You know, I have flesh on. I mean, I've been fucking dragged over the fire for years. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you 100% guarantee that I'm gonna be a robot. And then if I'm a robot, then people call me one, right? You know? So it's like one false move here with females and intuition and all this sneaky shit. It's like your doors are forever sealed because they develop a stronger intuition the more that they are silenced. Okay? And then it just goes into their data banks, and then I'm fucking mislabeled, and it's a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. And I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't rest for certain reasons. Have mercy. You understand? Listen, this is not me advocating. I want to tell you niggas very clearly. Even though this is church, this is not church setting. I'm talking to you as just an individual that's blogging that happens to be Christian. I don't want you niggas to get it twisted and think, because listen, I don't want to, no niggas need to be following me. If Christ is King of Kings, then that means we need to foster or create a plan for you to be able to, you to manage yourself, right? That would be my main job. And I suppose this would be the same circumstance when individuals take individuals under their wing. But unfortunately, in order to save their life, and them knowing how the system works and seeing the things that they were thrown into, okay, it becomes a nurturing situation in which these individuals are fostered into a certain way of living, right? Before they hit their head on the machinations of this social machine, or this globalist beast that people are fucking sleepwalking around. You know, people collect guns and they're under fucking societal mind control. This shit is fucking hilarious, dude. People are so fucking suggestible. I can't take the shit. And society is so sensitive. You can't even fucking constructively criticize. If I don't walk into these blogs or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like a baseball coach from the fucking 90s with the vein popping out of the neck and chewing gum most of the time, because it's like, dude, come on, man. Some things is basic, man. We can't be getting worse, you know what I'm saying, with the more information and advances in technology that we have. This shit is highly offensive and inexcusable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not angry. I just find this shit to be fucking impossible. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't fucking make this shit up, man. People could barely fucking drive nowadays. You know, I just you guys, you know, I'm not being mean to you. You know, I gotta walk everywhere, man. I gotta get these fucking black and miles, all sorts of shit. You know, but really my life is uneventful. I'm on the sidelines, man. I'm really rooting for you guys. You know, I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm telling to you. Individuals that understand how this system works and what things you have to do in this system, you have to get a little bit crazy. I'm thinking of that Seal song, in order for things to work. Okay? But unfortunately, with whatever you work, all right, not saying that if you work, you're wrong, because it's a fucking impossible trap, dude. If you work, you're gonna get caught in the machine. You understand what I'm saying? So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Either way, you're going to be fucked, based upon how you're going to rationalize and reason this and see your options with this thing. But the thing is, it's like, if you're going to suffer, you go ahead and fucking suffer up front, and then fucking get free altogether. Do your time and get free, man. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by this is if you can find a way to not work, then don't. I mean, and when I say work, I don't mean not get a job, but I mean go into works, okay, pertaining to this system, Egypt, and this way of living here, okay. Be happy to simplify and have a few things that you actually use versus too many fucking luxuries. All right, to point out, this is another good thing. All right, and I don't say this so that others can watch your shit. I'm talking about this from a basis that so that you can enjoy the things that you have. You need to be less distracted with any things you don't deal with. All right, so yeah, man. A lot of times people are groomed into a certain lifestyle because there is no other option or trajectory for that individual who is benevolent to take them under their wing for that individual to go. And it's not something you can say like, hey, you have to do this. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit is not going to work. Right? So this is what it is, man. And I say peace and blessings to you all. This is all I want to talk about on this point. But when you deal with individuals and you have a relationship with individuals, even if an individual is doing a certain type of thing, bear in mind that you don't know that individual till you know that individual, because an individual's heart may be different than how their brain is operating, or the circumstances or situation that have been to a degree coerced to go down in life. All right, peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out. Yo, what up, YouTube? You know what they say. They say the serpent was the most hairiest beast of the field. The Bible says some niggas was hairy. Even as babies, it said hairy. It said hairy all over, or red all over, excuse me. Red all over as a furry coat. As I suspect, as the heat breezes in the night, Georgia, wham! Some niggas in this world. Hey man, think about the real Wolverine, man. Some niggas in this world some niggas in this world so hairy they part gerbil. Pause. I see him every time I walk my dogs. And I don't like to wear sandals on a hot pavement, but some niggas out here is hairy. And the Hendersons, nigga, and it was the hairiest beast of the field. We called them that tribe thing. They ain't from Adam's family and shit. Just that furry creature, and it's a type of fetish also. Some motherfuckers scraggling what it do. And brothers, you might not be able to deal with the white belt unless you go buy a furry coat, cause you know they like the cooler bear. Hold up, man. When you get up in that room, you shut that wood door and you hear the door creak. You plop down in that chair and tell your favorite television that you get free on the internet. www.clearbycashandcookies.com. Then all of a sudden, if you just stare at somebody, like as in the back of their head, and you see, and they just bald on top, just hair around the ears. I call niggas with just hair around the ears and without the rest of the ear haircut. We call them motherfucking ear halos. Because you know it's furry, it's red all over like a furry coat. You see, that's the identifier there. That's the identifier when it's red all over like a fur coat. You say, I read there. If I was a simple man, I say, this is one of the devil's babies. He's preaching. Hey, man, listen. I'll just read the damn Bible. The Bible says certain shit. I was trying to sugarcoat the shit. I fucked up too. I fucking like gingers. I like ginger. I don't know what the fuck it is. Red all over. Like a furry coat, and then all of a sudden you look in the back of his head with the light reflected off the top of the head. That computer monitor shining on the black. He said, I wonder what news column you reading. That's what you think of the side of your head. You want to ask, but you're afraid to ask. Because the minute you open your mouth is struck with these hot, exotic cheeses. Swiss, pubic mildew sweat. had the motherfucking Red Furby, motherfucking Red Furby music playing in the air. I said, sweat and exotic cheeses punch you right in your mouth. Knock all the goddamn air out your mouth. Soon as you about to, what news call on you? Oh God. And all you can hear is the keys jangling and dangling as it goes to some melodic beat. You suddenly feel a twinge in your spine. Mr. Aberwalker, I'd rather not ask. What you doing at that computer, sir? Pause. Hey man, listen. What did the nigga say to the avian? You know what they say about tree houses, right?